What is up, you guys? It's your host, Galadon. Yes, Lineage 2 Revolution, and what could be, well, okay, it's definitely a server first. It may be a game first. I have yet to get that verified by Netmarble. A clan facing 4 other clans from the top 10 and winning in war against all 4 of them at the same time. But you guys, that really only scratches the surface of what is going on. And so if you'll bear with me, I wanted to talk a little bit about this war and about the crazy stuff that is happening on the Gyron 01 server. And first things first, I want to make this statement. I used to get my heart racing when I did Clash of Clans battles back in the day, around 5,000 trophies, never knowing whether you're going to win or lose a battle, worrying about losing a bunch of trophies. I had that heart racing, tense feeling, and I haven't had that feeling in a long time for Clash of Clans, simply because offense is too overpowered, but that's another episode for another day. The feeling is here. The feeling has been here for me playing Lineage 2 Revolution, and I'll tell you why. The knowledge that there's going to be a pack of players coming after you at any moment is definitely enough to get my heart racing. And what I'm talking about is the way this war has worked out. Now, it is 4 clans against 1. If you guys are not familiar with the way war works in Lineage 2 Revolution, 1 clan declares war on another. The receiving end of that war declaration, you have 24 hours to either accept or lose by default. Now, what happens if you win or lose a war? Are you guys ready for the amazing rewards that you get for right, so there's no rewards for winning. There's no penalty for losing. I mean, that's the unfortunate part, and that's where I have to go say, hey, don't hate the player, hate the game. This is how war works. You can have multiple clans declare on 1 clan. You have clan alliances, but those alliances are 3 clans. We've got 4 that have declared against us, and we don't have anybody on our side right now, and that is a long story. Now, you guys, the backstory behind Paragon is, well, it was a dying clan, okay? It was a fragmented clan with fragmented leadership. The guys meant well, but they just did not have the time or maybe the vision to point this clan in the right direction. I feel like that we have turned a corner there. There was a big merger that was orchestrated in part by Nazareth, who came to the helm of Paragon and helped guide us back onto hopefully what will eventually be the correct path. Now, we've merged with other clans. We've got Bartuk helping to run things as well. And we've done a lot of PvP training and preparation for this. You can see right here, this is some footage of us in the pit. A big group of Paragon players facing off against anybody that will or did come into the pit. Now, this may look ridiculous. It may look like a complete waste of time. You're bullying other players. Sure, there's 30 of you there. What's the point? But here's the thing. It actually was good training. Not so much for the act of PvP necessarily, but just for that clan cohesion, the clan communication, listening to orders. It helped let the leaders know who was going to listen, who wasn't, and helped everybody learn to work together on voice chat. I really think this was actually a really good idea, even though it did aggravate a lot of people when Paragon took over the pit. And maybe that's partially what led to this giant lopsided war. But we'll get to that in just a moment. So yes, so we've turned a corner. We've got new leadership. You know, it's one of those things. You can't please everybody all of the time. There's always going to be people out there that hate me or hate somebody else in the clan or hate leadership. And here's the thing, the message that I wish I could get out to everybody that plays this game. Don't take it personally. I mean, people take things so personally, and maybe it's coming from a background of YouTubing for so many years now and casting and streaming that you just have to let that stuff slide off. You can't let people get under your skin. And I've seen it in World Chat over and over and over again. In fact, you see it in some of the World Chat on this video. And I just wanted to take this moment to put out a message from Galadon to everybody else, the people that I'm warring against, anybody on the server. Don't take it personally. I'm just doing my job. I did not ask for this war. We really didn't. And so now I have 4 clans that are my enemy, my mortal enemy, as long as this war is going on. So really, if I'm not going out and killing them at any opportunity I get, then I'm not participating and I'm not supporting my clan, and that's something I'm going to do. Luckily for us, Paragon has really come together, and this war has been actually fun. I mean, some people see it as frustrating, but from what I've heard on the Paragon side, we're having a good time. It is exciting. We are outnumbered 180 to roughly 40 or 45. And anytime that you see a mass open PvP battle, we're going to get the losing end of it. We're going to be handed the losing end because with 40 to 45 members in the clan, and even if you've got, say, 25% of those online at any given time, that leaves us with somewhere around 10 to 12 members online, and the opposing clans have somewhere around 40 to 45 members online, and yes, we're going to get crushed every single time, especially if the other clans have good communication, which I have to say, shout out to Tears of Valhalla. That clan right there, those guys, now they declared war on us first, and had they been the only clan that had declared war on us, I feel like they may have beaten us, okay? It would have been a super close war, but just in numbers I'm talking about right now, just in kills. There's so much more, and this goes so much deeper than just numbers and kills, because what happens during a war is you're depriving the warring clans of the ability to do AFK farming, is what we call it in Lineage 2 Revolution. The ability to get experience, to get loot, to get red star stones, which are important for clan dungeons. Those things are all decreased during war, but they're decreased for every clan that participates, not just the leading clan or the strongest clan or whatever it may be. So right now you're seeing 5 clans that are suffering technically in that ability, but here's the thing. The new content is going to come out in just a few days, and you're going to see all 5 of these clans suffer. Now, some may suffer more than others. I feel like maybe there's a clan or two that's been dragged into this war kind of against their will, and you'll see that by the numbers. A couple of these clans don't look like they're really trying, and a couple of these clans are great. And I don't have anything personal against anybody in any of these clans. I'm hoping that someday, maybe after the server merges, that we will see a change of alliances and maybe enemies will become friends. You never know. It's just one of those things. It's up to the people and how they treat this. If they treat this as a game and they hate the mechanics of a war that can end, well, a war that could technically never end, you guys. The rules in Lineage 2 Revolution say that this war is going to continue until somebody wants to end it. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Again, also doesn't make a lot of sense that an infinite number of clans can declare war on one clan, as far as I know. And so those are some things that just exist. And again, you can't hate the player, you have to hate the game. And so what's happening here is, rather than there being an even playing field of 40 or 45 players against each other, and roughly the same numbers are going to be online at any given time, we are finding ourselves at Paragon severely outnumbered. So here's the thing. We have to resort to basically guerrilla warfare. Hit and run tactics. We know that we are going to get crushed if we sit in one place and let the forces come. Because if we have 12 people online, these guys are going to have 20, 30, 40 online, and probably in a big group ready to converge on us. But here's the thing, it actually makes it a lot of fun. You're always watching your back, you're always looking at the minimap for those little red blips and seeing if they're coming for you. And I haven't felt that feeling in so long. It's been maybe 2 years since in Clash of Clans I had that feeling. When I'm looking on the map right now in Lineage 2 Revolution and I see 4, 5, 6, 10 little red dots coming after me, I know I've got seconds to react, to change channels, to pop a feather, which will give me invulnerability for a couple of minutes, or just to lay down and die, or get stunned and die, which happens many, many times. So it's happened to me a lot, but it's part of the challenge, it's part of the fun, and I am excited right now. This is a good time, and I feel like it may be something that doesn't happen a lot, maybe has never happened in the game, where you have one clan facing 4, all of them in the top 10, and that single clan winning. But then again, here's one of the things that's allowing us to win, and that is that the other clans are forced to spread their kills among all 4 clans. Imagine if it's just one clan, then the numbers, well, you know, it's a target-rich environment for Paragon right now. It is hard not to find an enemy somewhere when you're running through one of the higher level zones. They're everywhere, and it's almost impossible for the enemy clans to be so organized that their members aren't going to be found alone. And this is going to become even more of an issue after the new content releases, you're going to find that all of these clans progress more slowly, and that might be good for the server, because what'll happen is it will give other lower level clans a chance to level up more quickly. They will be able to go in and work on the content without getting PK'd, player killed, when they're AFK or when they're trying to approach the new content, whereas everybody in these other 5 clans, they will be, and it's 5 of the top 10 clans that it's happening to. Now, I've been getting lots of messages, I have to say, from players from other clans thanking us, rooting for us, because, well, I mean, come on, there's no way that you can't look at Paragon as the underdogs. We are hopelessly outnumbered, yet we're holding on. We are trying to hold on as long as we can to the numbers. But that's where I wanted to talk a little bit about numbers versus winning versus losing. The clan with the most kills does not necessarily win. It's basically whoever gives in first, which I think is a fundamental problem in the war system. Ideally, I think a war should end for one of 3 reasons. A clan surrenders. B, a clan gets ahead by a set number of kills over the other clan. Or C, a certain amount of time expires. Maybe it's 3 days, maybe it's a week. I don't know, but I feel like that would make much more sense than the way it works right now with these infinite wars. Now, when you're out of war, obviously player killing can still happen, but it wasn't really happening before these wars started until the last couple of days, and I don't even know exactly what happened, but between the Tears of Valhalla clan and the Paragon clan, there started to be a bunch of player killing that took place over the last couple of days before the war started. And now what you're watching right here is a big confrontation in Kruma Tower Floor 3 between Paragon and many other members of multiple clans, not just Immortal, but Immortal and a few other clans participated in an early skirmish. Now, this was relatively early in the war, and I feel like things have changed since then. In this skirmish, Paragon definitely got the upper hand. We had a relatively equal number of players. We might have had an advantage in numbers right here over the other guys. We definitely have a combat power advantage over some of these other players. Sorry, Brabin, but you're going down, buddy. And so, yes, things have changed. The other clans have become more organized. And so these types of skirmishes, of battles, are probably almost never going to happen as long as this war continues, because we're just going to be outnumbered, simply outnumbered, and there's no way that we can hope to win open skirmishes like this. You can see this one was pretty quick because, like I said, 4 against 1, we can't afford to stick around. So the other players in the other clans have to realize that they forced us into this play style of hit and run, of grabbing their single players, getting their AFKs, using any advantage we can, and that's the thing. I feel like as long as it's not a cheat or an exploit, all is fair in the war in Lineage 2 Revolution. If you've got other clans that are giving you information, if you've got low-level alts that you've got hiding somewhere or posted up somewhere to pass that information on, there are so many cool things that I have learned about war in this game since we've started. I'm super excited about putting together a pro war tips episode that talks about all of the cool tricks you can use to avoid getting killed and to sneak up on other players. And there are a ton of them, let me tell you, but I'm gonna have to hold off until this war ends because, well, we want to hold on and we want to try to keep our advantage, at least in numbers. So yes, we're having fun. I'm hoping the other clans are having fun as well, and maybe someday there will be a resolution to this. Some players seem to think that they don't want this to end until Paragon falls apart as a clan, and as of right now, Paragon has become much more of a tight-knit clan. It's great to see the players come together, communicating more. It's forced us to communicate more. It's forced us to band together, and I think that's brought us closer together as a clan, which I'm super excited about. This could lead to long-range benefits for Paragon and for all of the players involved. It's an exciting game. It's an exciting time in the Gyron 01 server, you guys. If you haven't downloaded the game yet, the link is in the description. This is not a sponsored video. I don't get paid if you use that link, but I would love to see more people come on over and try it out. We've got a big Clash of Clans community here that came to Lineage 2 Revolution from Clash of Clans, and I know that there's going to be more coming as the level 180 content gets released. We're going to see players coming back who might have gotten a little bit bored, but I'm telling you right now, if you're PvPing, even if you're at level 120, you're maxed out right now, there is excitement to be had, and it doesn't matter what your combat power is, because if you're lower level, if you don't have a big number for combat power, you can't win the one-on-one battles like this. Then you work in communication with your other clan members. You get in groups, and that's what we're seeing. I mean, we're far from the #1 clan in combat power. The #1 clan in combat power is significantly millions of combat power units ahead of us, yet we're beating them as well. So here's the thing. The video, not to brag about us being ahead. In fact, I would not be surprised if we ended up losing 1, 2, or, well, probably not more than 2 of these wars by numbers, but it's always possible that that does turn around. You never know what is going to happen in the future. But for now, I'm having a blast. I hope you guys are having a blast playing this game as well. I would love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. I know that there was a Reddit post about this war that got pretty much on fire on Reddit for a while, and I would love to see what Netmarble thinks of what is happening, if it's going to make them change the game in the future, or if this is the type of thing they like to see. And I'm also curious to see what happens when the 180 content releases on the Gyron 01 server, and how much more slowly all 5 of these clans are going to be forced to level up, and if it's going to have long-term consequences, say with a server merge. Will we see other servers come in with much stronger players? Because we've been so busy fighting each other. It's kind of like the end of the Vikings. Those guys fought each other for so many years that they basically wiped each other out, and they weren't a force to be reckoned with. We'll see if that happens to Gyron 01 or not. In any case, thank you guys for watching all the way to the end of this episode. You can see the PvP will continue. I'm going to go ahead and post up the war scores right here. But remember, again, there are no rewards for winning, and you can win even if you lose in kills. It's not so much about the score as it is about wearing down the other clan. And no signs of anybody giving in on either side yet. And yes, it's a massive, massive number of players being killed. You can see the advantage much bigger against some clans than others. Here's an updated one. This is about 24 hours ago now. You can see that Tears of Valhalla slowly closing the gap. Ascension, things were pretty close. The main event and Immortal, not really close with those 2 clans right now. Ascension being the #1 ranked clan in combat power. Those guys have some major, major heavy hitters, as do we. But we have a very, very close war on our hands between ourselves and Tears of Valhalla. As we update to where it stands right now on Sunday evening, this is crazy, you guys. We are ahead by only 5 kills right now, 608 to 603 over TOV, and they had the lead earlier today. It is exciting. I hope that you guys are enjoying it. Thank you for watching. Let me know down below your thoughts, and I'll see you again tomorrow for more Full Attacks.